Hello again. So, this is going to be the second class of the fourth series of co-evolving with the plants and the earth. Um, yeah, and so today we're starting our exploration with plants, specific plants, and we're going to spend the next two following classes um, and all the time in between, really getting more acquainted with this plant. So I decided to choose a plant that is very familiar and will be very easy to find. And yeah, it's just growing everywhere right now, and a lot of people are actually intentionally taking it out of the soil. So yeah, what better time than now to, show some respect and um, get to know this troublemaker, as some people might think, in a new way. So, if you haven't guessed already, we're going to work with dandelion. It's right here. Can't see super well, but I'm in the woods and I found, you know, there's about 10 plants around me, so I feel good about harvesting from this spot. I kind of just wanted to be in the woods, but this is something that is obviously pretty easy to find, on farmland or in your backyard. But I was looking for little opening clearing spots on this trail, and I'd see like one or two plants and just move past those ones because there wasn't really enough to harvest. Um, yeah, so we found one, and I've been sitting here with this guy, just getting a little more acquainted and showing that I'm here to learn from this medicine and connect specifically to this plant. And I'm trying to drop in and focus, at the same time I'm like picking up things in my environment. There's a really beautiful wind today that's been speaking to me, and the birds are chirping. But yeah, I'm trying to let this plant know, the spirit of this plant know that I'm here just to sit with her. So yeah, and so we'll go over just like some of the kinds of ways of connecting deeper to plants when we do these sits. We are going to be harvesting one, and I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, I also wanted to work with this one too because the flowers are going to be popping up soon. It's like one of the first flowers to appear in the spring, and that will be another way to work with the medicine, to get to know it in different parts of its evolution. So right now, we're still having some cold nights. It's not the best time to harvest roots, like a few weeks ago or a month ago would have been good, or in the fall, when the leaves start to die and we know all the energy is going back into the earth. So this plant right here, I'll show you a close-up in a little bit, but there is a little bud starting to form, so it's starting to build its flower and build the energy in there. The leaves are green, so the energy right now is in the leaves and in this little bud. But there's still medicine in the ground here, and we will work with all parts of it during this process. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much about the medicine specifically, but the spring is just a good time to work with this medicine. So I wanted something that felt natural to be sitting with during this time. We also just entered Taurus, and to me that kind of makes sense to also be sitting with this medicine during the Taurus season. Um, yeah, and we'll find out what happens next after that. But um, yeah, so when I came here today, I, settled down. I like finished some business stuff that I needed to do so that I could drop, I have some deadline stuff right now. So I'm like, okay, I need to just finish that so then I can put, my phone away and be really present. And I did that. And then I have my own way of like opening sacred space that I've learned from different traditions. So I did that. And that could be for you, if you have a way of opening sacred space. I also brought some cedar. So I burned some cedar that, grows locally. But yeah, just in general, when I'm trying to communicate with the spirits that I know exist around me, I have to slow down and I have to begin a sort of meditation with them. And it doesn't, so facing the different directions can be a way to move into that, and calling it in however, you do. That's something that across, like, it's really amazing how, like, through all traditions, it's been something that has been shared, working on the directions and the elements. But just taking a minute to settle in and open yourself and open your intention. If you're in a place, where you have enough privacy, speaking out loud. I've been told before that, like, spirit, like creator, gives us the privacy of our mind. So we need to speak out loud to be heard. You can whisper. Yeah, and so, just coming into this place, letting this plant know that I'm here to learn from her, asking for support from my ancestors, from the ancestors of this land that I am occupying, to share. Yeah, inviting in any support that you feel connected to call you in, to open you more, to do this. If like doing some meditating, some yoga or something, and taking a walk in the woods, like just the act of like walking can kind of help me like let some stuff go, let that shed before being able to just be more present with the plant world. Yeah, and this work of like trying to decolonize everything we've been told about what the earth is, and that its resources, its stuff, its these objects. We've been intentionally told that story and separated from our ancestry of being more in tune and being able to be in sync and creating this world alongside all the spirits of the earth. Not this like dominion or this illusion of separation, right? So yeah, so in the Western herbalism, there's something called doctrine of signatures, and that is this idea that a plant it visually tells you things about it, like what there's things, there's clues, you know, in the color, in the shape, the texture, that will give you a clue about you know, how that works in the human body or an animal's body. And so while you're sitting here, you know, that's something that you can pay attention to. Like, what does it make you think of? What are the colors? You know, what's the shape? I was spending some time with that. You know, there's different colors. Like, there's some subtle stuff, like, you know, looking a little bit at where the leaves come into the roots. You know, there's a little color in there, and there'll be a color once we pull out the root. But yeah, so you know, another way of sitting, you know, to connect to the spirit world, you know, within this realm. You know, sometimes like I was lying down here, you know, with my like head really close to the plant, and sort of softening your vision, just like if, you know, when you do meditation, sometimes, you know, you're instructed to soften your eyes, and then, you know, your vision can start to become a little bit distorted, and you might start seeing something, you know, and that might not be a coincidence, like what you're seeing. You might be seeing beyond this, like this veil that that's been constructed into our worldview. Another thing, like if you know Reiki, or even if you don't know Reiki, just holding the leaves between your hands, and, you know, spending a minute just like sending love, sending appreciation from the center of your palms. You can close your eyes as well as the visual things, like just closing your eyes and tuning in to what you're feeling, or maybe you're seeing something when your eyes are closed. How does your body feel? Holding her, just being with her. Yeah, and just to spend some time just exploring ways to connect, you know, holding right below the plant, you know, seeing if you can sense that root presence, you know, and just having your hands on the earth is like really nourishing right now. Somebody just walked by. So yeah, hands on the earth. It's a good opportunity. Take your socks off, your shoes off. The ground feels really good right now. Do some earthing, quote unquote. Walking around. I'm gonna do some more walking barefoot, just to get that nourishment after. But yeah, anyway, so spending, you know, half an hour is my like recommendation for doing these sits, at least a half hour. So you know, you can do longer than that. You can come back and do another one, you know, if things didn't feel totally right. You know, whatever you're able to do. And then, you know, after that time, you're gonna ask permission from this plant to harvest her. Okay, so it's a good idea to bring an offering, something to give in exchange for doing that. I have this cool little silver sliver of kyanite. So the hole that I make here in the ground just started to sprinkle. The hole that I make, I'm gonna put this kyanite in there. Yeah, I'll just start that right now. So, you know, and the plant that you've been sitting with, you know, for a while, it might not be excited about being harvested, you know, but if you express your intention and, you know, what is your intention to with this medicine? Is it just to kill the plant? You know, no, it's, you know, you're here to learn more about her and to share that wisdom. So I'll just kind of check in. It's going to be as simple as a yes or a no. All right. So, feeling good about that. And I have a pointy shovel. The thing with this plant looks really little. There's some bigger ones, but I don't know. I was drawn to this one. So, you know, sometimes it can be deceiving. So, what I'll do is start to break up the soil around. So you want to make like a bigger hole than you might think is necessary. So I'm just gonna go on the different sides and open it up. It's not great stepping on a shovel barefoot. Alright. I don't think I need to do the 4 directions here, but I think I will just for the sake of it. So yeah, this is, oh, so there was 2 plants here. Forgot about that. Alright, so the thing about harvesting in the woods is there's going to be other random, or I guess, you know, it could be in other places too. There's going to be other root systems. This is not from the plant. So I just had this tiny little root. Look at that. So I don't usually harvest roots in the forest. So it might be a better idea to do it, you know, on a garden bed or somewhere where it's been sitting a while. This is also a pretty small plant. But yeah, you'd be surprised sometimes just harvesting these little plants. I could still get a lot. So there's another one here, but I think I'll wait until I go home to get more to, like, you know, to the farm. But let me show you. Look at these little tiny roots. So, you know, with these, what I'm gonna do is clean them really well. Like, you can scrub it with like one of those nail brushes. Get the dirt off. And like, you know, this is enough for a cup of tea. But yeah, you don't have to worry about these things. You can use them or not. And chopping these little, just chop them really small. Because this is so small, like you wouldn't even really need to, but you're probably gonna have a bigger root. And if you have a thicker root, you know, you want to chop it up in like little slices, you know, that way. And then you can put it, you know, you might want to get a little bit, get more than just this, obviously, but yeah, like you want to get a good amount, and you could put it on a baking sheet, like slice it up and put it on a baking sheet and dry it. You can dry it outside in the sun, or you put it on a low temperature in the oven, like the lowest that the oven will go to. You know, you can work with it fresh as well, but just to preserve it, yeah, if you want to preserve it, then you want to dry it out a little bit. But they'll last a little bit, you know, just like root, like a potato, not potatoes, but like, you know, other plants that you might eat the root of. It's, you know, it's similar, so it'll, you know, I could leave this for a while and it would be fine. But if I want to have it for a couple months, then I might want to dry it out. So yeah, what we can do is take this, and I'll be like explaining it more before class, how to prepare tea. That we're not gonna drink it until class time. You're welcome to eat the leaves. Let me show you the leaves again. So, noticing that shape. So yeah, great greens to put in your salad, or you can cook them if you want. But yeah, save onto the root, and then yeah, and don't work with the medicine until we sit with it together, because I like to kind of do it all together in a sacred way. Yeah. So, oh, where's my kyanite? So, oh gosh. So what I'm gonna do is put the kyanite back in this hole that I made. Send some love and some energy, and yeah, close the space if I opened sacred space, and give my gratitude and be on my journey. So thanks guys, and let me know if you have any questions or anything. All right, bye. Alright, so this is more of your average size root system you'll get here from the dandelion. Look at all the colors that you see when you pick it out. Yeah, so that's what she looks like. And again, I'm just gonna you know, wash it off and slice it very thin so it'll dry better when I dry it out. Yeah. Cool. See, it's growing right here next to some rhubarb, growing in this bed here. So it's nice and healthy. That's another thing that you want to think about, is making sure that the plant is growing in a safe place, where there's not any toxins in the soil. There's another one. Yay. Alright. Have fun.